just about 5 minutes to 11, and it is very clear that the NDA will form the next government in Bihar with a 2/3 majority at the very least. India today is now calling the election for the NDA. Nitish Kumar, in all likelihood, will become the chief minister. 191 seats at the moment. Huge victory, almost paralleling what he achieved in 2010. Whatever happens in the next 1 hour, Nitish Kumar is now heading for a landslide victory. It's not just the Congress pulling down the MGB, even the RJD has gone down. This is now the entire Mahagathbandhan which is sinking. The left doing badly, the Congress in single digits, RJD half of what it got last time. This is now an NDA landslide. 2/3 majority to Nitish Kumar, Nitish Babu and Narendra Modi, NiMo as we are calling it. JDU, BJP coming together. Chirag Paswan also doing remarkably well, leading in 23 of the seats. This is the big story. Just before 11, very early, you know, for Bihar, but we can call it. This is a landslide for the NDA, and it comes on the back of victories in Delhi, a landslide in Maharashtra, a surprise win in Haryana. It appears 2024, and the setbacks the BJP suffered there are now a distant memory. So Modi, Nitish, the landslide victory has come. It is the NiMo factor. And of course, Mahila playing a role, wider caste coalition, cash transfers, all of which come together to give the NDA a major win this time. And this is now Nitish Kumar set in all probability for the 10th time. 10,000, 10वीं बार. Nitish Kumar. That's a nice line. That's a nice line.
That we have ever called
a word on Prime Minister Modi. Remember, Bihar went with Prime Minister Modi in 2014, in 2019 Lok Sabha polls, and 2024. Mr. Modi was responsible for ensuring the victory of NDA in 2020. And again, it is NiMo. We have been saying it rightly. It is the combined weight. The combined popularity, we have to specify that. Prime Minister Modi did those campaigns and certainly ensured.
I agree with you with one caveat. With Nitish is the common factor.
Absolutely.
In 2015, when he went with Lalu, he defeated the BJP, even though that was when Prime Minister Modi's popularity was at the peak. I maintain you've got two groups with about 20 to 25%. Party number 3 comes in with 15, this time maybe as high as 18%. And that is game, set and match.
But you know, Rajdeep, this time wherever, especially in rural Bihar also, when we were talking to people, they said Modi, Nitish. They knew Nitish, they knew Modi.
Absolutely.
They were walking away from the Prime Minister's rallies. They were walking away with his cutouts, taking it home. That shows the kind of popularity, and this is beyond their cadre.
But ultimately, if you come down to it, Rajdeep...
I'll just come to you in a moment. Yes.
If 2015 was backward forward, and we have seen that narrative change, 2010 again, Bihar BJP is largely seen as a forward party, forward class party. And you need that top up or that base which Nitish Kumar brings in. That's what we are seeing, Rajdeep. 2010 being repeated in 2025.
Absolutely. Preeti, you want to tell us the strike rates of all the parties because there is a story there. Please go ahead.
Well, you know, I think this is the earliest that we have called an election on India today for a very long time. I don't remember that.
No, earliest for Bihar, certainly.
For Bihar, certainly. At 11 o'clock to call an election, that's what it looks like. I want to quickly turn around to the election intelligence dashboard. Also, Rajdeep, if you look at it, you know, this is one election where once again, most pollsters did not get it right. At least the ones that we have reference to.
Most got it right, but not
the
to
ones
this
we
number.
had reference to. Access My India did not get it right. You know, even Vote Wipe did not get it right. But let's turn around in terms of the strike rate because the fine print right now is in the story, and we need to turn around to the election dashboard for that, Rajdeep. For the NDA, unprecedented 78% strike rate. You come to the Mahagathbandhan, just a 21% strike rate, where the major player who many thought would be the single largest party, the RJD, pulling it down. Where the others are concerned, just 1% strike rate. We can dive deeper, get into the direct fights, or you want to go into the political parties?
I want to see the strike rate of political parties, how the parties are doing in terms of strike rate, because I think there's a story there.
There you go.
Okay.
So till now, this is I think that needs to be updated a little. Yeah. Let's get into direct fights first, and then we'll get that, Rajdeep. This is what it looks like where direct fights are concerned. BJP direct fight with the RJD. 37 out of 47 is what the BJP has taken. RJD is just leading on 10 seats there. JDU versus the RJD. If you look at that, out of 61 seats, trends on in 58. The JDU has swept 45. The RJD just standing at 13. BJP versus Congress. You have trends on 30 out of 31, 26 seats to the BJP, just 4 to the Congress. JDU versus Congress. This is the story unfolding right here. Out of 24 trends on, 18 have been swept by the JDU. It's a massive landslide win, Raj.
Yeah, if we can go in a moment to strike rates, because I think strike rates will tell you a story as well. Go into strike rates.
There you go. Now
if you can break the NDA now down into strike rates party-wise, if we can get party-wise strike rates, that will give us another story here. Take a look at...
This is the entire...
Okay, this is the entire map of Bihar at the moment. Take a look at retain ratio, because this will tell you again how they're doing. NDA, the JDU is retaining 88% of its seats. It's only lost 5. It's actually dominated in terms of the seats it's retained. The BJP, on the other hand, is also doing remarkably well in all the seats that it contested. It is retaining 76% of the seats that it contested. The Congress, on the other hand, is having a terrible day once again. It's only retained one seat, only one seat of the 19 that it won. RJD also having a terrible day, just retaining 25%. So if you look at strike rate, and I want to put a party out here, because I think it's important to see in terms of seats, the overall seats that the party has in terms of tally. Just take a look at tally party-wise. And I think that will tell you a story of individual parties. This is the NDA. BJP is leading in 80 out of 101. That's about 80%. JDU is 84%, leading in 84 out of 101. LJP is also almost 85%, 23 out of 28. And we must not underestimate the LJP factor. Rest is 5 to 13. On the other hand, RJD 35 out of 143. It is hugely down. Congress just leading in 5 out of 61. VIP wiped out. This is a wipeout. You call it a landslide, much like Maharashtra. We've got live guests joining us at the moment.
Anil Antony.
Anil Antony of the BJP. Another congressman who's joined the BJP. Anil Antony, you knew which way the sun is rising, certainly in North India once again, in the heartland state. Yet another big victory for the BJP. First reactions. Is this higher than anticipated? 80%, 84% is the strike rate.
Thank you for having me in the show. So far, yes, we still have many more rounds of counting to go. And we are very sure that as the day progresses, our margins will get more consolidated and we may have an even bigger victory. And it is not surprising if you see some of the recent trends in the few months after the Lok Sabha election, whether it was Maharashtra, Haryana, even Delhi. All these states, despite many narrations, the Bharatiya Janata Party during those elections had our best ever victory in history. In Bihar also at this moment, we stood as a united coalition of 5 partners led by JDU and Nitish ji, and we were presenting to the people of Bihar the vision of our Prime Minister and our double-engine government. The people have completely shown trust in us, and at this moment we are having our best ever victory in Bihar. At this moment you look at our strike rates of different parties, yes, they are all high, they are all very good. We are not comparing different strike rates because we stood as a united front. And this is a victory that the people of Bihar has given us for the work that we have done in the previous governments and also for the vision that we have put forward.
Anil, for a moment, Ashok Gehlot, who was one of those in charge of the Congress's campaign, former Rajasthan Chief Minister, speaking.
बल्कि जो पेंशन थी बुजुर्गों की, विधवाओं की, निसज्जनों की बंद, बांट नहीं सकते आप. और बिहार में सब बढ़ रहे थे, पेंशन बढ़ रही थी, पैसा बढ़ रहा था. 10,000 रुपये बिहार जैसे प्रदेश में महिलाओं को मिल जाए तो आप सोचते तो क्या हो सकता है. एक तो वो फैक्टर भी था और उसी में आता फिर इलेक्शन कमीशन मुख दर्शक बना रहा. उसने क्यों नहीं रोका? 10,000 रुपये बढ़ रहे थे, चुनाव चलते हुए इलेक्शन कमीशन रोकना चाहिए था उसको. रोका ही नहीं उन्होंने, रास्ता में रोक दिया. मोबाइल फोन बढ़ रहे थे, रोक दिया. पेंशन रोक दी, वहाँ कुछ नहीं कर रहे थे. इसका मतलब जो राहुल गांधी जी और लोग सब वोट चोरी की बात करें तो वोट चोरी क्या होता है? ये तो होता है, अगर आप निष्पक्ष चुनाव नहीं करवाते हो, रिगिंग होती है, बूथ कैप्चरिंग होती है मान लीजिए, या बेईमानी होती है, पैसा बट रहा है और चुनाव आयोग ने कोई तरह की कार्रवाई नहीं करी, मिली भगत थी उनकी उनसे जो रूलिंग पार्टी थी। और नंबर 3, जो पैसे का धन का तो दुरुपयोग हो रहा है आजकल, कोई सोच नहीं सकता, आप हम सोच नहीं सकते कैसे पैसे बढ़ते हैं दिफा बन करके। महाराष्ट्र में
We have a huge breaking story at the moment. Tejashwi Yadav is trailing from Raghopur. Tejashwi Yadav is trailing from Raghopur, the bastion of the Yadav family. The fortress is crumbling. Rabri Devi is 1 year thrice, Lalu 1 year twice, Tejashwi is 1 year twice, and now the bastion that was built in 1990, Raghopur.
We lost it only once.
They've
They've lost it to BJP once only.
Satish Kumar of the BJP is leading. He has polled in 12,230. The gap between BJP and Tejashwi is roughly around 2,000 votes. At
Of
the
course,
moment.
Right
this
there.
is of course still not the full final verdict, but for now, when your leader, your chief ministerial face starts trailing in his home constituency, you know you are in serious trouble. So, Tejas, yes.
This is the BJP template, which a lot of people haven't been able to catch on, is to defeat the leader in his own bastion or to counter him and corner him. They've done that with Mamata Banerjee. They did it with Mamata Banerjee in Bengal, and they've done it with Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi. This is the third time they've done it. Whether it succeeds or not, we do not know. But this is a strategy where they move with a pincer move. Union ministers move in, other leaders move in, and this is where they've countered it.
There is Gaurav bringing in some army pincer move, like tanks moving in from various sides to surround your opponent. But Preeti, you want to give us some more details.
Well, you know, Rajdeep, the fine print, the subtext of this election lies in its regions. Many had thought that Simachal was the stronghold of the Mahagathbandhan. We'll come to Simachal. One of the swing districts was seen as Champaran. Let's take a look at Champaran. Champaran swept where the NDA was concerned. 17 by the NDA, 4 by the Mahagathbandhan. Status quo practically on what it was in 2020. This was said to be a swing region. Let's move on now from Champaran to our next region in question. This time, Kosi region, NDA again sweeping at 25 and the Mahagathbandhan standing at just 6, where the Kosi, Mithilachal, 49 for the NDA. This is where the story of the sweep of Mahagathbandhan lies. 49 for the NDA and just 9 where it came down to the Mahagathbandhan. Simachal, look at this, viewers. Everybody thought that Simachal would be where the Mahagathbandhan will consolidate its vote. 20 to the NDA and just one to the Mahagathbandhan. Rajdeep, this is the subtext of this election. If you look at it region by region, Patliputra once again swept by the Mahagathbandhan, NDA at 46, Mahagathbandhan at 14. Let's look at Bhojpur. All right, okay, we're going to get Bhojpur in a short while from now, but Rajdeep, let's play the figures.
Sir, जब हवा चलती है ना, ये हवा नहीं है, ये हवा नहीं है,
सुनामी है,
ये आंधी है, ये सुनामो है या सुनामीमो.
हाँ.
ये आज सुनामीमो हुई है, नीमो, su-ni-mo. It's my word for the day. E-S-U-N-I-M-O, Sunimo. There is a Sunimo that is blowing through Bihar. It's shattering all the established bastions, and this is therefore, as I said earlier, similar to 2010.
Yes.
This is what we saw in 2010. This election is similar. Then remember, Narendra Modi was not on the ticket, but Nitish Kumar was. That's the point I make. Yes, Mr. Modi is a force multiplier, but the man of the match, without a shadow of a doubt, let me make that very clear, is Nitish Kumar. This could be his last election, farewell gift kahiye, jo bhi hai. This is Nitish Kumar's election. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind at all.
Rajdeep, थप्पड़ फाड़ के बिहारियों ने
It's a combination for both.
I agree it's a combination, but I am
82-84.
My friend, I am only pointing out
when
when Nitish Kumar left Mr. Modi and joined hands with Lalu, he won.
True.
When he was not with Mr. Modi in 2010, they won 200. Please appreciate. Nitish Kumar. If it was a national election, I would have said equal credit. I am saying man of the match. Yes, Mr. Modi is a force multiplier, but ye chunav Nitish Kumar ka hai.
But
Make no
Rajdeep,
mistake.
also, you know, like I
A
said,
word
that
on
there's a
Safari
fine print to
Lal.
this
One
election.
minute, yes.
Also, what has happened is we speak so much
Yeah,
about
trailing.
caste dynamics, that there is a bandhawa vote bank where it comes down to the Mahagathbandhan. Let's take a look right now on some of these caste groups and how they've actually voted. And you're right, where Nitish Kumar is concerned, he swept through it. The BJP as well, sweeping through it. Look at it. This is 39 seats where the Muslim vote is of influence. Look at the Simachal region. It's a saffron surge in the Simachal region where technically 65% of the Muslim population of the entire Bihar resides in. A saffron sweep there, 31
Simple,
seats.
very simple to explain.
Rajdeep, 31 of the 39 seats gone.
Just a minute. Very simple to explain. The Muslim, I mean, I think viewers need to understand that. That's why these are
counter consolidation.
There is a counter consolidation.
True.
There is a complete counter consolidation. Just to explain, while we do all these counter consolidations, you can consolidate yourself and win an LED TV. India Today Dekho, LED Jeeto contest. Watch, answer, win. Every hour I'm giving you a question and you can win a prize. Who was Bihar's first woman chief minister? A higher TV, higher LED TV is waiting to be won. WhatsApp your answer. The number is there on your screen. If you can answer a question every hour, you win that brand new higher LED TV. Who was Bihar's first woman chief minister? Those on the table here cannot answer. WhatsApp your answer. Type Q1 and send it to 838-399-4212. That's 838-399-4212. Yes.
Okay, so most pollsters thought, look at the SC vote very closely, Dalit vote very closely. Look at it, Rajdeep. Out of 69 Dalit or SC dominated seats, 62 have gone to, at least by this data. Sanjay ji is shaking his head, but 62 have gone to the NDA. Let's take another look where the Nishad is concerned. Mala vote, so much was spoken about that 4% Mala vote. Will it go down, to the Mahagathbandhan? 23 seats were impacted by this vote. 21 have been taken by the
Can you show us Yadav and
NDA.
EBCs quickly? Yadav and EBCs.
Rajdeep,
Let's take a look at the EBC vote. All right, so EBC was where the crux of this election lay. EBC was supposed to swing this election, and it has. The EBC vote bank has spoken loudly for the Nitish-led NDA, 113 of 141 seats. Despite the Mahagathbandhan, despite the RJD giving sizable number of tickets to the EBC community, have all gone in favor of the NDA. You talk about the Yadav percentage, about 14% of Yadavs in Bihar, 127 seats where, the Yadav population is over 15%. Out of 127, 93 have gone the way of the Mahagathbandhan.
I take your point. The only thing I will say, remember, when you say 15%, there is another 85%.
True,
And we
counter
sometimes forget
consolidation.
that. So, therefore, but Sanjay Kumar, what I'm seeing is, as I said, a NiMo. That there is a complete landslide election. In a landslide election, there is only so much you can analyze.
Yeah.
It seems large groups have switched over. My belief is Mahila in particular has made a huge difference, and the wider caste alliance. When you've got Chirag Paswan on your side, Upendra Kushwaha on your side, you crossing 40-45%, they could even close to 47-48 this time, could make a huge difference. Do you agree?
No, Rajdeep, I agree. But if it is this kind of a tsunami, like an election, like one-sided election, you do region-wise analysis, you do whatever analysis, you will not come across, differences. But I have a slight difference about, in a sense, a difference of opinion about whether this election was on caste lines or not. My own sense is that if you look at, this is an election where, take any caste community, 80% of them have actually gone with one alliance or the other. I think if you look at the Muslims and the Yadavs, more than 80% of them have voted for Mahagathbandhan. But the problem with the Mahagathbandhan was that they failed to attract any voters of any other caste community. And on the other side, if you look at the Dalits, you look at the lower OBC, you look at Kurmis, Koiris, and the upper caste, even among them. And within the upper caste, you look at the Brahmins, look at...
So what's the one factor? Very quickly, if this is a cross-caste, cross-class vote, what is the reason?
It's a wave election.
It's a wave election. Wave for whom?
Wave for the NDA.
No, who? There
I
is
think for a large...
No, there must be a reason for a wave
No,
election.
I think for
Nitish Kumar.
Nitish Kumar, are we very clear? Nitish Kumar, no, Rajat Sethi doesn't agree. Nitish Kumar's election?
I think it's the only two broad strokes on the election canvas were arithmetic and Mahila.
And both have gone to Nitish
Both have
Kumar.
gone stupendously towards one
I
side.
agree
There is
with you.
no
That's
other
a nice
analysis
way to
this
put it.
election.
Arithmetic and Mahila. I want to go to Suesha Sawant, our Mahila at JDU office in Patna. Suesha, the JDU is having a wonderful day, as is the BJP. The only battle now is kaun banega number one between the two. Both contested 101. One is 83, one is 80. Take it away. Tell us what you're seeing around you at the JDU office.
Oh, celebrations galore at the JDU office, Rajdeep, and cadres have been swelling up in huge numbers. In fact, I've been waiting for you to come to me just to show you the scale of the celebrations. You know, the Modi, Nitish cutouts that are being flashed everywhere, the shank that has been reverberating ever since. 4 p.m. is when Nitish Kumar is expected to come to the JDU office, and they continue to say, because I've been speaking, in fact, just a short while ago, I also spoke to Mr. Kushwaha, who's you hear the firecrackers, on the road leading to JDU, the gate that leads to JDU. And if I can quickly show you the pictures here, all of the people here, the cadres running to this road, the road that leads to the JDU office. 4 p.m. is when Nitish Kumar is expected to come here. And yes, they say it is Nitish's face, the Nitish factor that has worked their way through this victory. They continue to maintain that it is an NDA victory, so it would not be fair to really bifurcate
So
that.
Yasha, stay
between
with
the
us for a
NDA
moment. Let me also cut across to Piyush Mishra. Piyush Mishra is now on this, what was described then as a Namo Rath, now apparently the NiMo Rath, Nitish Kumar, Narendra Modi victory. Piyush, take it away. The celebrations have started in the BJP camp. They're emerging as the single largest as of now.
Well, absolutely, Gaurav. A lot of celebrations are now taking place in Patna. I'm right now present with a BJP Karyakarta who has come with this Namo Rath, and you can see as to how there's a photograph of Narendra Modi right in the backdrop of this man, and he is now on board to Namo Rath. And I would ask my video only Jagga to show you as to how this Rath has been decorated using different colors, and multiple Karyakartas have now come here to the BJP office to celebrate this. Let me try to get in a word from this कार्यकर्ता. क्या नाम हुआ आपका?
फूल सिंह।
फूल सिंह जी, तो फूल ही फूल तो यहाँ पे सजे हुए पूरे रथ में।
देखिए, मेरा नाम फूल है और मैं सालों से इनको महामानव मानता हूँ, भगवान मानता हूँ। और मैं हमेशा लोगों को कहता हूँ, ये जो व्यक्ति है, ये अवतरित हुआ है। अवतरित हुआ है जन कल्याण के लिए, लोगों का कल्याण कैसा हो इसके लिए ये व्यक्ति अवतरित हुआ है। और हम जैसे लोग अगर इनकी बात नहीं करेंगे तो कौन करेगा?
जी जी, तो आप रथ पर चढ़कर क्यों आए, क्या कारण?
रथ पर तो हम चलते ही रहते हैं, तो मेरा नमो रथ है, मोदी जी का रथ है, ये घोड़ा, हम तो ऐसे ही चलते रहते हैं।
तो ये नमो रथ नाम क्यों दिया इसका?
मोदी जी का रथ है, हमारे भगवान का रथ है। मैं उनको भगवान मानता हूँ, मैंने मंदिर बना दिया महाराष्ट्र में।
तो अब तो अर्ली ट्रेंड्स में सरकार बनती हुई नजर आ रही है।
हाँ, हमने महाराष्ट्र के मीरा रोड में इनका मंदिर बना दिया। मैं तो भगवान मानता हूँ। लोग को कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना मेरा भगवान है, ये दावे के साथ कहता हूँ। हम तो बोले थे एक बार कि देश की सारी मीडिया आवे हमारे साथ बहस करे, मैं साबित कर दूंगा नरेंद्र मोदी आम आदमी नहीं।
अच्छा, ये रथ कैसे बनवाया आपने? इतना सब क्या क्या सजाया है?
सब कुछ लगा हुआ है। देखिए, ये अश्वमेघ का घोड़ा है,
अश्वमेघ का
घोड़ा है, विजय करके लौटा है, पूरे बिहार में घुमा है और विजय करके लौट गया।
विजय हो गई है पूरी तरह?
हो गई विजय।
क्या कारण रहा विजय का?
विजय का कारण लोग इस बात को समझ गए हैं कि अगर हम मोदी जी को मजबूत करेंगे तो हमारा देश मजबूत होगा। लोग इस बात को समझ, अब कोई ठग नहीं सकता है भाई साहब।
और नीतीश कुमार
तो है ही हमारे, वो तो हमारे ही है ना।
एनडीए छोड़ के भी चले जाते हैं कई बार।
नहीं, अब ये सब बात नहीं की।
आप नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं, ये सब बात नहीं की। जब सीधे हम इनकी बात करें।
नीतीश जी की नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं, नीतीश की बात क्यों नहीं करेंगे? अरे हमारे नेता हैं, एनडीए के नेता हैं, उनकी बात क्यों नहीं करेंगे? नीतीश जी तुम्हारे हैं।
तेजस्वी जी को क्या कहेंगे?
किसको?
तेजस्वी जी को क्या कहेंगे?
काहो मंगड़ू अब का करवा, अब तू क्या कर छान उतरवा। हम तो कितना बार तेजस्वी को कितना बार समझाएं कि तुम जो है ना, जब चुनाव आता है तो शिकारी की तरह जो घूमते हो, जाल बिछाते हो, दाना डालते हो। अरे बिहार की जनता इतनी प्रबुद्ध है कि तुम्हारे जाल में फंसने वाली नहीं है। बिहार की जनता को पता है कि मुझे किसके साथ रहना है। बहुत धन्यवाद।
Ready? Okay, we are hearing the BJP celebrating. What about the big leaders? Look at now how the entire VIP map has changed. Tejashwi Yadav, big story at the moment, is trailing from Raghopur. This is huge. when the face of the opposition starts losing in a constituency dominated. We don't know the final result, but as of now, he's trailing. His other brother, Tej Pratap Yadav in Mahua, is also trailing. Less surprising, but again trailing. Both of Lalu's sons trailing. Kesri Lal Yadav, the Bhojpuri singer brought in at the last moment to lift up the RJD in Chhapra, is trailing. So it is a bad day for Lalu and family and the friends. On the other hand, look at now, all the BJP ministers are leading again. Vijay Kumar Sinha is leading there in Lakhisarai. Mangal Pandey, health minister, is leading in Siwan. You've got Madan Ansani, he's leading in Bahadurpur. So you've got all the ministers also beginning to take a strong lead at this moment. I want to turn to some of the other key constituencies. Anand Kumar Singh, the strongman of Mokama, he is leading at the moment. Let's take a look whether there are any candidates at all of any strongmen at the moment. No, none. Renu Devi is the one BJP leader who's trailing at the moment. Former Deputy Chief Minister. Most of otherwise the BJP strongmen at the moment, as of now, are leading at the moment. So you've got a situation where it's a complete sweep. Samrat Chaudhary leading, Maithili Thakur leading, Vijay Kumar Chaudhary, close aide of Nitish Kumar, is leading at the moment. This is what you see when you see a sweep. One side is taking away, the VIP candidates are winning, the candidates they've changed are winning, and look at the disaster that's taking place in terms of the tally as well as the seat share at the moment. Just take a look at just how the entire map of Bihar has turned orange. This is the color at the moment. You have only very small pockets for the RJD. Interestingly here, you've got others, and this is AIMIM winning in 3 seats at the moment in Simanchal. So Asaduddin Owaisi is not completely wiped out at the moment. Let's try and break that down further for you. BJP 84 leads, JDU 76. LJP having a fantastic day. Chirag Paswan benefited from flying in a chopper with Maria Shakil. She knew which way, who was going up. They flew together.
He's like the weather vane, like his father, quite literally.
They go
the weather vane of in politics.
To be fair, Ram Vilas Paswan would make the moves at the right just before the election. Chirag did it a couple of years ago this time. Yes. So he's benefited from that. He's turned out to be...
He's remained the Hanuman.
He's remained the Hanuman.
Can he claim deputy
This is the story to me. RJD is only leading in 35 out of 143. That is almost only a 25-27% strike rate. This is the worst day that the RJD has had since 2010. And that's why this election is looking more and more like 2010. The Congress... क्या बताएं, जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बर्थडे है, लेकिन Nehru's legacy is not going very far. VIP is turning out to be not so VIP. That's their problem. What can we do about that?
But
the rest also,
very interesting,
the rest are having a bad day. And this rest, 38, including the left parties. The left parties had the highest strike rate, over almost 70% in 2020. That's how politics changes. CPIML, CPIM, CPI. CPIML had a terrific day in 2020. They're being dismantled in this election. And that makes it very, very interesting to see it. JSP, Jan Suraj. Sorry, Prashant Kishor ji. Kya matlab? Zero. You wanted to be hero. You have turned out to be zero.
But
can I make a point? BJP emerging as the single largest party with 83 as of now. You know, so
Gaurav Sawant is excited by that, but you've got to give credit.
I just want to tell you, because people were thinking that BJP may be number 3 on ground. They really worked hard and systematically. And BJP, JDU, LJP, ye jo tikdi ek sath aayi na, that worked. VIP Malla's going to MGB just did not work. From day one, they've been saying Malla हमेशा राम के साथ रहता है, वो निषादराज खेवट नैया पार कराता है. This is what appears to be happening.
नीतीश कुमार को
राहुल गांधी ने डुबकी भी लगाई और वोट भी नहीं मिला, बताइए.
अरे ये बात आप देखिए.
Somebody made a statement कि जितनी मछली पकड़ेंगे उससे भी कम वोट आएंगे उनके पास.
Well, that is, you know, I don't know whether he caught 7 fish or 8, because at the moment the Congress is stuck at 7. Look, this is a NiMo super show. I think we've got a nice little catch line. Maybe some newspapers should pick up. This is the NiMo election, NiMo. And I hate to say I told you so. You just have to go to my vlog this week. I said this would be game, set and match to NiMo. And it's turned out that way. We can give 65% credit to Nitish, 25 to Narendra Modi, 10 to the rest of the organization. I think that would be a fair way to divide the credit. Yes, Preeti.
Rajdeep, I think there's also, it might be a fine print, but look at the RJD figure. It's a moment of reckoning where Tejashwi Yadav is concerned. Your strike rate is less than 25%. You talk of Prashant Kishor getting a big fat 0, but this election is an opportunity for Prashant Kishor to move into that space.
Become the main opposition.
To become the face of opposition, because for Tejashwi to come out of it.
Can you do that, Sajan and Rajat Sethi?
But for Tejashwi to come out of it.
Rajat Sethi, the friend of Prashant Kishor.
Hey, see, again, what we are analyzing is irrespective of the hard work that he has put. But the inflation that was there, not at all. How can he? Still, look at the vote shares. RJD is still sitting on a solid 23%. 23% vote share is the Muslim-Yadav.
And what is
the RJD has always had a 37%.
Prashant is less than 1% right now. So forget that. How will you build from 1% to 25%? It doesn't happen overnight. You need to have a consolidated base. What caste base do you have?
Okay, Sajan, go ahead.
There is no caste based in this.
1 minute.
Is nota votes of Jhakki Bihari, Jhakki Biharis who will have their service until 60, they will retire and they want a new career.
क्या नाम है उनका?
Jhakki Bihari.
Jhakki Bihari.
Jhakki Bihari.
ये कौन होता है यार?
Always.
मुंबई में तो हम कहते हैं झक मारने जाओ यार.
Yes, I mean, you are always critical of everyone and you want that there should be some ideal conditioning. So he cannot be a launching pad of the retired bureaucrat.
So am I right? Just a minute, Preeti. Am I right that while Preeti made this point that if Prashant Kishor stays the course, he can use the fact that the opposition is vanquished to emerge as a force? His biggest problem is what is the social base he brings.
Exactly.
In Bihar, how do you win an election without a...
Can I say something?
Am I right in saying that unless you have a social
Bihar,
base?
you cannot succeed by managerial kind of politics, picking the right threads, making right noise, but have no background.
Can I say something?
Yes, Preeti, you want to challenge that?
No, I don't want to challenge it. All I'm just saying is we're talking about the caste base. Look at what's happened with the RJD right now. Which caste has stuck by the RJD?
No, 1 minute. Preeti, that's wrong.
23%. 23%.
Preeti, I must correct you.
Allow me to...
No, ma'am.
Allow me to finish what I'm saying.
You said no caste.
I'm not saying no caste.
Which is getting 23%.
Allow me to finish.
Let her finish.
Allow me to...
important data.
Rajat, if you allow me to finish, I'll say, right? In 37% is what the RJD got the last time around in 2020.
They have won 30% now.
Gathbandhan, 31% was the RJD, right? 31% was the RJD. Right now, the combined Gathbandhan is at 23%.
It is still by vote share.
Look at the numbers.
Vote share,
I just want to stop.
RJD is
Is it
still the
23%. Still the
Ma'am, can we just stop
I
here,
want to ask one
please?
question to Sajjan.
The viewer doesn't benefit from crosstalk. I'm going to request you all to stop. I just want to let's put the numbers. Numbers have been thrown at us. Preeti, let's look at the numbers, right? Vote share. Alliance at the moment. This is vote share. 49%, 38%. I think we need to be very clear. The fact is that and this is an interesting observation. The Mahagathbandhan last time was 37%. Please, sometimes we lose sight of the big picture. The Mahagathbandhan was 37% last time. It's actually held its own in terms of vote share. Absolutely. That's why I said to suggest that the Yadavs have deserted Tejashwi.
Rajdeep,
1 minute, please now. The Yadavs have deserted or the Muslims, that's not happened. In fact, they've consolidated. What has happened in this election is a counter consolidation. Just a minute, please. Now we must let the viewer, ma'am, this is not you versus me or anyone else, let the viewer benefit. 38% is playing 49%. What has happened is the NDA, which was 37.5%, which is 12,765 votes more than the other side in 2020, has gone to 49%. That's a 12% swing. Please appreciate what is being said. One alliance has stayed where it is, 37 has gone to 38. What has happened in 2025 is very interesting. In the last election, there were 20... Ma'am, just a minute. There were 22...
Just to finish.
You must allow me to finish, sir. Allow the viewer to benefit. This honestly is the election. So let them. The others were 22 to 24%. They have lost 9%. Please appreciate what's happened. Bihar turned bipolar totally this time. You had a choice. Either you go with NiMo, Nitish and Modi, or you go with Tejashwi and the Congress. Tejashwi and the Congress retained their core vote. But that is not enough.
How is AIMM leading on 3 seats
Ma'am,
in the
can I-
Muslim
can I
area
now
if they
expl-
retain
Can I
Muslim
explain
vote?
to you? In particular seats, you can have 3 candidates there, and I can win with 28 or 30%. There are very few such seats in Bihar.
Local factors.
Ma'am, just a minute. 90% of the seats have been won because Bihar turned bipolar. And in a bipolar race, if I'm at 49 and the other at 38, it's game, set and match. You may have individual candidates who may win in a particular area because of their individual vote. AIMIM is not the story of this election.
Nobody's saying it
the
is.
Muslims are not the story of the election. The Muslims have consolidated around the Mahagathbandhan, so have the Yadavs. Together they come to 31%. From 31%, how do I go to 42% to win an election? I've gone up to 38%. Who have I got? I've got smaller groups. Not enough. Other side, what has happened? I've got 49%, and maybe there's a factoid that I had sent earlier which we should put. You've got, and viewers should understand this, you had the EBCs are 26% of Bihar, conservatively, they could be even more. You've got Dalits, who are at least 16%, that adds up to another 16%. You've got upper caste, who are 10.1%, that already takes you to over 50.
And
You've got the
Pasmanda
Kushwahas,
Muslims.
this time with Upendra Kushwaha on your side. Within the Dalits, you had Paswans, and you had Jitan Manjhi coming. You have a wider coalition. This election was won, as was just now suggested, because you had a wider alliance of caste groups, plus you had the Mahila factor that was coming in, that could have, we don't know, could have crossed also the caste barrier. That's where the election was won. So while you say that Tejashwi Yadav has much to introspect, he still is getting 38% of the vote. His challenge remains the same as an Akhilesh or any other leader. How do I go beyond my core vote? And that did not happen in 2025 in the manner it almost happened in 2020. That's the election.
You know what happened?
Thank you. Now you can go.
No, you're absolutely brilliant. You're absolutely right.
That is the truth.
What happened with the RJD and JDU coming together in 2015, a wider net, is exactly what has happened in 2025 with BJP, JDU having a much wider net this time.
No, John,
Plus
BJP,
Mahila.
JDU, please add
Plus
Lok
Mahila,
Janshakti, add
LJP,
Jitan Ram
Kushwaha.
Manjhi. So you see, I think the lesson here is you cannot win states like Bihar without a wider caste alliance. And I think you can't make Bihar presidential. Ki main mukhyamantri banuga, to sab meri taraf aayenge. Last time, a Yuva vote was actually influenced by the 10 lakh promise of Tejashwi. This time, even that was not acceptable. In a way, celebration picture. But Javed, you want to speak over that because you've often made this point. Where does Tejashwi lack that Akhilesh does? Akhilesh last time seemed to do what Tejashwi did. What's the difference between Akhilesh and Tejashwi?
Look, Akhilesh matured in adversity. He drew the right lessons, where it took him 3 consecutive losses. He lost 2 assembly and 1 Lok Sabha election before he realized...
But has he made a greater effort consciously to widen his alliance?
Well, he has. Only 5 Yadavs were put up in the last Lok Sabha elections from the Samajwadi Party. Tejashwi needs to do, he needs
Tejashwi
to
gave, let's be clear, Tejashwi gave 51 Yadavs tickets out of 143. He gave 18 Muslims. That comes to 69. That still leaves 74 candidates, but he was not able to find that one other group. You see, you needed one other group which would have backed the Yadavs
You know,
and
the
Muslims.
VIP that he thought will do it, and the Tati Tatwa IPs, the Gupta, that did not happen for him. The widening
Even that
of the
might have
network.
partly happened for him because he's gone to 38. He needed to go past 40.
40, correct, which he could not. And in my view, and some of the analysts have been saying this, he gave 100 seats out, which perhaps he could have avoided. Congress given 61, given their heft, 61 is not what they deserved, is what analysts on ground say.
But Gaurav, in hindsight, did the RJD deserve 143?
Well,
if you look at the numbers on the board, it's 34. Did the RJD deserve 143 then?
No, but you see, Preeti, that's the problem.
That's what it is.
No, 1 minute.
The RJD and the Congress today stand at the same strike rate.
Just a minute. Are you telling me that... Just a minute. Are you telling me that the Congress party would have done better if they contested 140?
Nobody's holding a candle for the Congress. I'm talking about the RJD here. The story in this election is also the debacle and the complete downfall of the RJD.
This is where I think the big numbers need to be actually dissected further. When you dissect them further, the reason is very simple. When I am only as good as my opponent is. If my opponent has put together a wider alliance, I can do whatever I want. I can't win. So the RJD has to, the challenge for the RJD is how do I widen myself beyond the Yadavization? I said this again, Lalu Prasad left an asset and a liability for his son. The asset was his core vote, the liability he can't expand it.
So this is what I'm saying. Try and double click that why are they not able to extend their tent and have more castes? The reason is Bihari Yadavs versus the UP Yadavs. Bihari Yadavs are far more aggressive, are far more vocal. Look at the social media feed. Also, look at RJD's spokesperson. They chose a Priyanka Bharti. The Priyanka Bharti kind of spokespersons, what message they were giving on television? They were making caste slurs towards the, towards the fag end of the election. No. See, BJP is not making a casteist position ever. I think that spokesperson would be,
No, it is not playing out in the context of that. There is no communal politics which has happened. Bihar, like always, has emphasized on caste coalitions.
Giriraj saying on the day of voting,
in Bihar, there has been no communal politics which has happened this time around.
Very clearly.
But I think let's say if there is one region where you could argue some element of communal polarization has taken place, it's Simanchal, where clearly a heavy Muslim-Yadav voting could have resulted in a counter.
Again not, Rajdeep.
A solid presence of EBCs and Dalits in Simanchal.
Sure. Now, whether they voted on caste identity or the Hindus is different. Bihar's history has suggested Hindutva doesn't have the same traction as Mandalization has.
As it is in Uttar
Mandal
Pradesh.
is still alive, but Mandal needs a face like Nitish Kumar.
But in Purnia, there were massive Jai Shri Ram slogans, massive bhajans, all of that happening, which we've captured. I saw it, I covered it, I reported it on TV from Purnia. So there was a lot of that happening.
Getting in two more guests, Dr. Ajay Alok, the good old doctor of Patna, and Akshat Shonak, spokesperson Jan Suraj. But Ajay Alok, congratulations. You have every reason to celebrate. You are among those who kept saying, "Do tihai bahumat milegi." How do you see this victory? Has it exceeded your expectations also?
Rajdeep, I had a word with you almost 10 days back when I said that don't get surprised if we cross 2010 mark. We are yet to reach that mark, but election is still folding. I won't like to comment on the final tally, but election is still folding. And when tsunami folds itself, it takes everything away. So I guess we should wait till 1 o'clock. The results will be pretty clear.
What is the big, what made the difference, Ajay? What do you think made the difference?
It's simply good governance, development, and credibility, nothing else. And the impact of Jungle Raj, which was there on every Bihari. Whatever the reason could be, but impact of Jungle Raj was supreme. That was a stamp mark that people never wanted this regime to come back again. And secondly, a ninth fail cannot rule Bihar. A ninth fail dwelling hordes of promises that Sarkari Naukri in every household, doing this, doing that, 30,000 rupees, making absurd things, and then at the end of the election, accusing every institutional body, right from police forces to IS officers to election commission. Yesterday only they said that we will create things like Nepal and Bangladesh.
Maria, go ahead.
Ajay Alok ji, aaj to aapka din hai. So you should talk about factors that have led to your victory, this landslide. Forget about what has gone wrong and what the blame game was. What do you think has worked? What is Bihar celebrating today? Let's talk about that. This is unprecedented. A chief minister who has been in power for 20 years is returning with a mandate which he got in 2010. This is the story of Bihar election.
मारिया, आप भी बिहारी हैं, कोई अनप्रेसिडेंटेड नहीं है, कोई अनप्रेसिडेंटेड नहीं है.
But do you agree that
आप भी बिहारी हैं, आप जानते हैं कि यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है.
Ajay Alok, do you agree Nitish? No, sir, do you agree that wherever Nitish Kumar goes, you win? 2010, Nitish's sweep. He was at that time with the BJP minus Modi. 2015 sweep with, you can smile. 2015 with Lalu Prasad sweep. 2025 back with Modi sweep. Nitish Kumar, your old leader, is actually the glue that holds this together. Give him credit today.
Rajiv, what's wrong with you? Even today you are trying to set up a narrative that with Nitish you win. What happened in Gujarat? What happened in Madhya Pradesh?
Bihar.
Even with
Bihar. I'm talking about Bihar. Sir, I'm talking about Bihar. Bihar mein Nitish zaruri hai.
Bihar is, haan, theek hai. Bihar is too good, makes it level. So Nitish and Narendra are 1 plus 1, not 2. 1 plus 1 is 11. And all BJP is also good governance, nothing else. Good governance, development, and every welfare of everyone, and people have belief that they are not going to go into the hands of criminals or go into the hands or slip into the hands of corrupt. So this is the belief the BJP has created over the period
like you
of time.
said, okay, with what is now clearly the NiMo effect, but in all probability, this is that proverbial fork in the road where it comes down to Bihar and its leadership, where, stalwarts like Nitish Kumar, who dominated the landscape, are now, this is, I would think the best kind of election for Nitish Kumar, to fight and possibly end, if at all, it is going to be the end. The question I ask you, though, Ajay Alok, who for the BJP who takes the charge forward? Are you looking at the like of a Samrat Chaudhary, the Deputy Chief Minister? Because the Yuva factor, the youth leader, a person who agrees with the caste combination where it comes down to Bihar, who takes the Bihar charge forward?
See, in all the exit polls, it was being mentioned that youth factor, and especially the youth from 20 to 39 or 18 to 29, the youth factor are going on with Tejashwi. But whatever the trends are coming right now, it doesn't clearly suggest that. As far as the leadership is concerned,
Tejashwi is trailing right now on his seat, Ajay Alok, and trailing by a margin of 6,000 votes.
No, he's trailing by now a margin of over 5,000 votes. This is the current. The Tejashwi Yadav is trailing by more than 5,000 votes right now. But here the problem is, it's not Tejashwi Yadav. Biharis, in general, the intelligent quotient is very high. Maria herself being a Bihari, she knows this, that the gravity of the people is always judged by what they speak.
Achha, were you on
Politics
Twitter
is all about perception. Politics is all about perception.
No, tell me this, Dr. Alok. You had said Muslims will not be given tickets because they don't vote for us. Does this mandate of, does this indication of 188 point towards a different picture? Are Muslims also voting for you?
Muslims, women are voting for us. There's no doubt about it. Muslim men in many areas are voting for us. It's clearly indicative. हम टिकट मुसलमानों को इसलिए नहीं देते हैं और नहीं देंगे क्योंकि हमें वोट नहीं देते हैं. Be clear about this. I have said it multiple times. I don't want to be politically incorrect, but this is a politically correct statement given by me, which many will hesitate to give, but this is a fact.
I'm not sure whether you would have made the statement when you were in JDU, but that's another matter. Let me be joined at the moment by Sanjay Jha, who joins me. He is a JDU spokesperson. Sanjay Kumar of the JDS joins us. Sanjay Kumar ji, is this a victory of the NiMo factor, as we are calling it? Nitish plus Modi super show is how we are calling it. You bring the two together, magic happens in a state like Bihar.
Yeah, of course, Rajdeep. So, the NDA combined force fought very well the entire election, and the election results, which are the trend which is coming in now, clearly shows how people have shown faith in Nitish ji's leadership, and the combination of NDA, the combination of Nitish ji and Modi ji. So that's quite clear, and so people have voted in large numbers. People have shown faith, expressed faith, and in the leadership of Nitish ji, and Nitish ji has been loved by, it shows how much people love him in the state, in the entire state. So yeah, we are quite happy about the result.
Is that Bihar की जनता ने नीतीश कुमार को छप्पर फाड़ करके दिल दिखाया है और ये वोट पैसा दिया है. लेकिन संजय जी, सवाल ये भी है, the question will also be that where will the celebrations be today? 2010, one Ane Marg opened up for all journalists like me who were reporting from one Ane Marg, Nitish Kumar's residence. Where will the celebrations of JDU be today?
Will Nitish Kumar finally speak to the media?
Yeah, of course. You can see the celebration is going on in the party office, and in most of the cases when a party wins or a combination of party wins, the celebration happens in the party office, and you can see, you are already showing how the JDU supporters are celebrating in our office in Patna.
ओके स्टे विद मी संजय जी एक बात बताइए ये जो कहा गया था कि बीजेपी हैज 85 जेडीयू हैज 75 इस समय जो फिगर्स आ रही हैं does that make any difference whatsoever this is the second election where BJP has more than JDU
10 seats का gap है
I think this was clarified during all the interviews taken and also in the public events the leaders of BJP and JDU they have expressed it very clearly that Nitish ji is going to be the next chief minister of the party.
No,
of
Sanjay
the,
ji,
of India.
posters are out that Tiger abhi zinda hai. What was seen as Nitish's farewell election, will it be now Nitish Kumar's farewell election? So much was said about his health. He's come back roaring into this, election. What now for Nitish Kumar? क्या ये last election था? क्या ये farewell election था? Where he's left on a note where he's shown everybody where he stands? या आगे अब बाकी आगे देखेंगे एक और इलेक्शन होगा
नहीं I think we call it farewell election or not but yeah tiger abhi jinda hai that is very much
but संजय जी आप ही ने बोला था farewell election मेरे शो में कि ये आखिरी इलेक्शन है और हम जम के लड़ेंगे
लेकिन नीतीश कुमार ने नहीं बोला था
मैं तो इनकी बात कर रही हूँ संजय जी की बात कर रही हूँ
हम दोनों क्लासमेट्स थे बैचमेट्स थे हार्वर्ड में और संजय जी ने बहुत बढ़िया किताब लिखी है कटिहार टू कैनेडी और जब वो किताब लिख रहे थे तो उसकी जो प्रेरणा थी वो साथ में हम लोगों ने गलियों में टहल के संघर्ष किया है साथ में और मुझे मालूम है कितने जेन्युइन लीडर हैं ये भी एक ऑल्टरनेट चेहरा है जरूरी नहीं है कि प्रशांत किशोर के पास ही सारे पढ़े लिखे लोग हों जेडीयू के पास भी उनसे भी ज्यादा बेटर पढ़े हुए लिखे लोग हैं और आपको पार्टियों के अंदर देखना पड़ेगा अगर आप सिर्फ मीडिया की तर्ज पे जाएंगे दूर से चीजों को देखने की कोशिश करेंगे तो आपको आंसर्स नहीं मिलेंगे मुझे लगता है कि जो लीडर्स हैं संजय जी जैसे इन लीडर्स को भी स्पेस मिलेगा पार्टी
do you have a second line at all there's a sense that after Nitish ji who will that question arise 1 year from now today there's no tiger zinda hai main bhi tiger hu main bhi zinda hu but next election I may not be in the TV studio here we know who will take over
you will be here the question is I have a fair idea even Nitish Kumar will be there
no so is there a second line koi hai
there are many leaders and I am sure that eventually there will be leaders on the front and but for now Nitish ji is our leader and he is our face and he is going to be our CM so that is what
अच्छा आपने कटिहार टू कैनेडी जो लिखा I want to understand from you explain the Simanchal vote because everyone thought Simanchal last time when NDA got 12 out of 24 was कुछ हटके इस बार तो 18 लग रहा है how is the NDA doing so well in Simanchal
I think Simanchal pe we focused a lot our our public events happened quite a bit and also the kind of work we have done in Simanchal people say that we have neglected Simanchal it's quite false you stayed in Purnia and around Purnia you traveled around the entire region has developed so much the roads the infrastructure the hotels the airport recent Purnia airport so all development reached towards Simanchal it's a false narrative that has been created by the opposition that Simanchal has been neglected we in Nitish ji's government we never neglected Muslim population so we gave proper attention to Simanchal and I think people have shown faith in the government yes
we talk about roads actually we should also talk about airport infrastructure my driver comes from Madhubani all these years he would travel by train for Chhat now he went by air to Darbhanga and it changed his life and there are many others like that you've got now airports in Purnia you've got airports in Darbhanga so it's infrastructure it is cash transfers as well let's not minimize the impact of that 10,000 rupees that came a week before the election.
I would say the continuity of empowerment model. The continuity.
Sir, continuity आपको चुनाव के एक हफ्ते पहले you remembered the continuity. You are also smiling. Your numbers I am told 1 month ago were
smiling because I am happy. It's not a
sure.
smile.
Yeah, but you wanted to respond, Javed, to what Gaurav said about Simanchal.
You've been repeatedly making this point about Simanchal and how is it that in Muslim-dominated. It's a You don't have to be Einstein to find this out. Just forget, wherever there are large number of Muslims, there's a counter-polarization as well. Look at past elections in Western UP.
Okay, I'm now going
Most
to give...
Muslim-dominated areas, the seats go to the BJP because there is a counter-polarization and there are more than one Muslim candidate. And nobody votes as a monolith.
Okay, fair
including
enough.
Muslims.
I'm going to go straight across the table. You have a choice of things that you want because why should only the politicians celebrate? What would you like?
Rajdeep, it's not just your wife who's watching, even my wife is watching, so I'm not having sweets.
You're not having sweets. Madam?
I'm going to take a tekwa.
You're going to take a tekwa.
Right there.
You want makhana? Anyone wants makhana, tekwa? What is this called?
Nimki.
Nimki.
I'm going to take tilkut. There is nothing better than tilkut. It is so soft, so sweet.
I'll take tilkut because I come from Gaya.
Acha, you come from Gaya, so
I'm
you
from Gaya, so I'll take a bit of tilkut.
आप क्या लोगे? मखाना, तिलकुट क्या लाऊं मैं?
Yeah. You have brought nimki.
Nimki. I brought nimki for you.
मेरा ससुराल है बिहार तो
आपका ससुराल है बिहार. You should be very careful then.
तिलकुट अच्छा है.
तिलकुट अच्छा है.
Tilkut is outstanding.
तिलकुट अच्छा है.
When I was studying in Delhi University, students from Bihar would help you so much with your tutorials.
Did you graduate or not?
I post-graduated from your wife's college, St. Stephen's College.
Brown thing. He wants the brown thing.
It's called tekwa.
Nimki. He wants the nimki. चलिए nimki भी खाइए. What is very clear is as we are having our late breakfast is that this election, Nitish and Modi have eaten the opposition for breakfast. They've had nimki.
Lunch and dinner, Rajdeep.
They've had breakfast, lunch and dinner. Okay, let's tell you the big story. As we approach noon, the story of Bihar is the absolute landslide of the NiMo combination. This is almost a repeat of 2010, far away from what happened in 2020 and the Kaate ki Takkar. As of now, 189, which is up by 67. Mahagathbandhan 50, down 64. So almost more than half of what they won last time. Others 4, and they include 2 seats where the AIMIM is leading. But what you have is a landslide. Just look at that map. This is the kind of story that we've seen here. If you look at individual parties, 84 out of 101, strike rate of 84%, 76% for the JDU. These are fantastic figures. One gets a distinction, the other gets a very high first class. LJP, Chirag Paswan ka Chirag bhi jal raha hai achhi tarah se. He's got 22. Others 7 out of 13. So Manjhi and Kushwaha not doing necessarily as well as the others. They're at 50%. Take a look at the Mahagathbandhan. 35 out of 143 makes it about 25% only. So the RJD strike rate is very, very poor. The Congress, even poorer. 5 out of 61, way below what they even got last time. VIP, 1 out of 12, not good news. Rest, which is mainly left, having another bad day in the office this time, 9 out of 12. Prashant Kishor, 0 out of 238. As you look across, it's a wipeout. This is a wipeout election in Bihar. Preeti, you want to go and show us some numbers on that, on the EI? Because I think when you break down these numbers, you can get much more in terms of micro data. We're going to try and look at where exactly has the shift taken place. If, for example, we were to look at just the shift in the retain ratio and how that has changed in Bihar this time. But go ahead, in JDU strongholds, tell us what happened.
I'm looking at the RJD strongholds. So out
Sure.
of 10, 4 is what the NDA have taken away from the Mahagathbandhan. So these were where the RJD has won 3 elections consecutively till now. Out of those 10 seats, the RJD has now lost 4 of the 10 to the NDA. The JDU, if you look at the JDU's track record where strongholds were concerned, where it won 3 elections consecutively, out of the 23 seats, the JDU has won all 23. So this is epic performance where it comes down to the JDU. Let's look at the BJP now. The 2 single largest parties coming in from the same alliance there. The BJP, out of 24 seats, the BJP has retained 22. 2 have been taken by the Mahagathbandhan. Let's look at the Congress there. The Congress, out of 2, has been able to retain absolutely nothing, which were their strongholds. Those 2 seats also now gone to the NDA, primarily to the BJP. Both those seats where it had won 3 elections consecutively had come in from Himachal. Right now, coming to a knot. I just want to, Rajdeep, once again, go back. A lot of interest coming in on Tejashwi Yadav's seat there. The chief ministerial candidate, who's not going to be chief minister, but he'll be lucky if he retains his seat, is Raghopur's seat. And there's a margin of about 5,000.
Okay, I'm going to stop you at the moment because Suesha at the moment is amongst the celebrations at the JDU office in Patna. Suesha, take it away from us. Tell us what's happening. Nitish Babu, has he come or not? Where is Nitish Babu at the moment? He didn't speak to the media throughout the campaign. Where is the man of the moment?
He is expected at 4 p.m. But look at the kind of preparations that are happening while the build-up for the big arrival of Nitish Kumar is to happen. Laddus of all colors, literally, and I told you earlier, Rajdeep, 500 kgs of laddus, 5 lakh rasgullas that have been ordered. Look at the crackers. This big laddi that you see, I'm sure we've not even seen this in Delhi in a while, given the pollution situation. But these big laddis that have been burning all across the road, and this is the road that leads to the JDU office. Look at the kind of traffic, because there are so many cadres who've gathered here. The dhols have been beating every minute because cadres have been dancing here. You heard the bomb. Okay, you heard the bomb. So the firecrackers, like I told you, the holy colors, the laddus, the color, the pomp, the pageantry that you'd be able to witness much more in some time from now. Here you see, कितने लड्डू है, कहाँ से?
ये अभी हम लोग का 200 लड्डू आ गया और जितना सीट इतना किलो अभी लड्डू आएगा।
अच्छा, और ये पटाखे कहाँ?
ये पूरे पटाखा पूरे बिहार में फूटेगा। जन समर्थन पूरा बिहार सरकार नीतीश कुमार मोदी जी को गया है। ये पूरे उत्साह के जनता लोग पूरा उत्साहित है।
नीतीश कुमार आ रहे हैं वापस।
देखिए नीतीश कुमार कर्तव्य करते हैं, काम करते हैं, उसकी जीत है, ना कि हमारी जीत, पूरी जनता की जीत है। जो काम करेगा वो जीतेगा ही।
और क्या-क्या तैयारी है नीतीश जी के आने के और क्या-क्या तैयारी है नीतीश जी के लिए? नीतीश जी आने वाले हैं, क्या-क्या तैयारी है?
नीतीश जी आएंगे, पूरा फूल बरसेगा, मिठाई चल रहा है, पटाखा चल रहा है स्वागत में, और यहाँ से हम लोग एनडीए बीजेपी कार्यालय भी जाके सब लोग को मिठाई खिलाएंगे।
But you know, this is the one thing they've been emphasizing on, and I've sensed this in both offices, BJP and JDU. They continue to say it is our victory, it is our victory. Do not bifurcate it. Do not say JDU or BJP. It is our victory. And they continue to say it is Nitish Kumar's leadership. There you see the dhols that are beating once again, the dancing that has been happening right here. And that is the kind of mood that you witness at the JDU office, where you see, you know, this is only going to scale up. One thing I can say, Rajdeep and Preeti, this is only going to scale up. The dancing, the singing, the bombs, the firecrackers, the laddus, and all of this that is coming in at the JDU office, as they're all waiting for Nitish Kumar to come here, which is approximately 4 p.m. is what his team has been saying.
Office, because all the party offices in Patna are next to each other. So Bir Chand Patel Marg is where the RJD office, where there is no action today, perhaps the entire office would be in mourning.
And where is Nitish? You know, Maria, one of the questions through this election is where is Nitish Kumar? I tried to convince Sanjay Jha for old time's sake to take me to meet Nitish Kumar. हाँ, जरूर लेकर जाएंगे, लेकिन चुनाव के बाद. Now I'll of course ask him whether चुनाव के बाद.
He'll make you meet now. Now perhaps Pratyay Amrit and the other bureaucrat will ensure that meeting happens.
When was the last time that Nitish Kumar did a one-on-one interview? I'm just trying to think. I mean, he's also stayed away from the media, been very cautious. Even when he became India Alliance convener, he didn't really do one-on-one interviews.
Yes, he has not done it. But Rajdeep...
But he is, you know, that's part of his charm. You remain enigmatic. He's an enigmatic figure. He was not populist, charismatic like Lalu, and yet has outlived Lalu clearly. And I think that, in a sense, will be... He's had the last laugh.
He's more like Naveen Patnaik. He's more like Naveen Patnaik of Odisha until 29, right? Wherein his health and everything is secondary to his support base, which is huge. It's basically schemes that keeps on delivering. And that's how Nitish Kumar remains the central figure.
You know, that's interesting. Yes, Preeti.
No, you talk about Lalu, but if you look at it, Rajdeep, Lalu's been chief minister twice. Nitish Kumar now will take oath as the 10th time as chief minister. And I would think, you know, at least one thing I picked up on ground. I'm not from Bihar, but you can sense that kind of warmth.
Where are you from?
I'm from Haryana, but you can sense that kind of warmth that people have for a particular leader. I think when I was on ground, and I actually did go to Karpuri Gram and in Samastipur, there's a sense, I think, in people in Bihar do feel that if after Karpuri Thakur, there's been somebody who's done so much for Bihar, it is Nitish Kumar. Yes. And it shows in terms of
and there's no doubt, in all the years I've traveled, when a chief minister has been around for 20 years, you expect some narazgi. Some people to say, yaar, isne kuch kiya nahi, sab thakawat ho gayi. Not one person.
From Muslims also, Rajdeep.
And if there was only one reason why, including Muslims, and if there's one reason why I thought Nitish Babu is winning, and I keep emphasizing once in a while, hum bhi chunav sahi pakadte hain. Nitish Kumar did not have strong anti-incumbency against him. There was that in 2020, partly because of COVID, but not in 2025. And that explains the cell. Now, there
partly
is one,
because of LJP also, Raj.
Partly because of LJP as well.